I never thought I'd be here. I'm the most emotional person I know. I fall deeply in love with characters in books. I get sent a "I hope you enjoy your food" card with my takeaway, and I feel as though I should hold onto it forever. I used to collect all of my cinema tickets and the chocolate wrappers from the candy that my granddad would buy me. And today, I'm a minimalist who only owns one plate. And this process has been long, a lot of it's out of my control, but it's been really, really difficult. Nonetheless, I do want to say that it's had so many benefits. I feel like being a minimalist has helped me with decision making, with dealing with loss, with grief, with discipline, with control or lack thereof, and with peace. And today, I wanted to share some of the main benefits that being a minimalist has had for me. If you're new here, my name's Elizabeth. I'm a medical student and an artist living in London. And last year, I counted that I'd lived in 26 houses so far. And I feel as though this has been the start to my minimalism journey, the need to throw things away, cut things out, and travel light. I've definitely taken it a lot more steps further since then, but this is what it has taught me. Number one is cutting things out. There are so many things that I want and think that I need, but a lot of these desires are actually imposed by me. And that's not to say that there's any sort of malintent behind the things that, for example, my family or my friends or the algorithms on the internet or advertisements want to sell me, but are they really necessary? I feel as though learning to let go of the things that I wanted and needed is so liberating. And that's not to say that this is easy. As Stephen King said, you must kill your darlings. Kill your darlings even when it breaks your little egocentric scribbler's heart. Kill your darlings. And this is exactly what it feels like. I've often felt as though I'm ripping away parts of my heart when I'm throwing away cards that I've gotten and all these small things that I used to collect. But it's got to be done. I completely agree in that this sort of training to let go is a very important value to have. Before, I used to have so many different pens and pencils, and I would buy so many different sketchbooks and paints, and I would actually never really use them and draw. Well, today I'm doing a degree in medical art, and I've been using the same mechanical pencil for the last 2 years. So I feel as though it is not the things that I need to get stuff done. And not only that, but what would happen in the past, I would invest tens, hundreds or even thousands of pounds buying expensive equipment for something I wanted to do and then never actually doing it at all and ending up hating the whole situation because I'd spent so much money now and I'd feel so guilty. At the moment, I used a super old iPad to illustrate a book. I feel as though by being more mindful about things that I buy, I know now that I will only get them when they are necessary, and I never have this feeling of hate. Rather, I have this feeling of excitement because I've earned an upgrade in a way. And it definitely really taught me that I don't need things to do great work. I can produce great work if I was passionate enough with what I already have in most of the cases. So things in general now grow with time, with me, and not in one huge investment before I've even started. The next benefit and pain has been that of being a minimalist with decision making. I am a huge people pleaser. I find it very, very difficult to say no to things, even things that I really don't want to do. I feel as though people will think that I am selfish or mean or inconsiderate if I don't agree to what I am being asked. And to be fair, this is probably the thing that I want to work on the most in 2021. But I think when it comes to making decisions, I am still deep down that girl who needed social validation in wanting to have clothes like everyone around her. And although I found it a lot easier to be a minimalist with my clothes, for example, I find it a lot more difficult to be a minimalist with the choices I make. I love what Greg Minowan says in that you need to say a quick no and a slow yes. So even though I think in the beginning of our careers, it's quite good to be a yes man and to say yes to opportunities because that's how you will advance. And this is definitely how I've gotten to the position that I am in, which is nothing amazing, but it's great for me. But I do think that I've now reached that stage of my life wherein I need to be more comfortable with setting boundaries for myself, being a bit more cutthroat with my own ego in saying that I need to kind of trade some of my popularity for more respect for myself for the things that I actually want to do. The next thing is that by being a minimalist, I can get myself to value the things that I really want to. Now, this is because by cutting things out, you are almost starting from a blank slate. And that's not to say that I am removing my personality or my social conditioning, because that would be very difficult. But I feel like, to some extent, being more mindful about the things that surround me and the choices that I make means that I can start from zero, almost. And there's nothing wrong with wanting things, but I think it's quite important to consider what are the things that I want and why are they there. For example, in the past, I admit I did like designer items, but then I thought, actually, I care a lot more about giving to charity and supporting causes that I am passionate about. And this is just a decision I made. This is not to say that one is better than the other or that people should think a certain way, but I think it is beneficial to kind of question those values, because you might also find that they are not the ones that actually fit in with most of the things that you want to do in your life. So for example, I've gotten myself to love empty spaces and lack of clutter, and a single pair of bed sheets that I wash and put right back on, and a single pair of jeans that just fits right, because I don't think that I really need more. I love the thought of you can get yourself to want anything. You might as well be intentional about what you train yourself to want. My last point is that ownership is dangerous. And of course, I needed to insert a study here, but the less things you own, the more realistic you can be of their value. There was this very interesting study where two different groups of people were given mugs to sell. Some were told that the mugs were theirs, and some were told that the mugs weren't theirs. And the ones who were told that the mugs were theirs were refusing to sell them for anything less than double the price of the other group. And this belief that something is ours distorts our real perception of how valuable it is. Ownership is a very powerful thing, and even the belief that we own something can make us massively overvalue it. So I feel as though the less things I have, not only the less I spend with them, but the less things I also have to lose, and I kind of only hold on to things that are genuinely, I feel, important to me. So yes, these were a few things that minimalism has taught and is currently teaching me. I didn't go into the practicalities of what being a minimalist looks like. If this is something that you'd be interested in, please let me know. I could talk about it for days. I hope this was slightly thought-provoking or interesting at all to see someone else's perspective on this matter. And I would love to know, have you dabbled in minimalism before? Is this something that you embrace, hate, or love? I'd actually be very curious in opening this conversation. But as always, if you made it so far, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Be kind to yourself and others, and don't believe everything you think. Thanks. Bye.